Question 1. During the execution of a project, a team member identifies a defect in a recently completed deliverable. The project manager's immediate next step should be to A. Update the issue log and assign the defect to the quality assurance team for rework. B. Perform root cause analysis and implement corrective actions to prevent recurrence. C. Escalate the defect to the sponsor for a decision on how to proceed. D. Ensure the defect is recorded, analyzed, and managed according to the project's defect management process. Answer: D. Ensure the defect is recorded, analyzed, and managed according to the project's defect management process. When a defect is identified, the project manager's primary responsibility is to ensure it is handled systematically. This involves recording the defect, analyzing its impact and cause, and then managing it through the established defect management process, which may include corrective actions or rework. Following a defined process ensures consistency, traceability, and that quality standards are maintained throughout the project's delivery. For instance, if a software module fails a test, the process dictates how to document it, who fixes it, and how it's retested, rather than immediately jumping to a solution without proper analysis. Always rely on established processes for managing issues and defects during project delivery. Question 2. A project team is nearing the completion of a sprint in an Agile project. During the daily stand-up, a team member mentions a technical challenge that might prevent them from finishing their committed user story by the sprint's end. What should the Scrum Master or Agile project manager do? A. Reassign the user story to another team member who has less workload. B. Help the team member remove the impediment and collaborate with the team to find a solution. C. Notify the product owner immediately about the potential delay and adjust the sprint backlog. D. Document the issue in the risk register and wait for the sprint review to discuss it. Answer: B. Help the team member remove the impediment and collaborate with the team to find a solution. In Agile methodologies, especially Scrum, the Scrum Master, or an Agile project manager in a similar role, acts as a servant leader whose primary responsibility is to remove impediments that hinder the team's progress. When a team member identifies a technical challenge, it's crucial for the Scrum Master to facilitate its resolution, either by directly removing the barrier or by enabling the team to collectively solve it. This proactive approach ensures the team can stay focused on delivering their sprint commitments and maintains the flow of work. For example, if a team member is blocked by a lack of access to a specific tool, the Scrum Master would work to quickly provision that access. Remember, the goal is to keep the team delivering value by clearing their path. Question 3. A predictive project is in its execution phase. The quality control team performs an inspection of a key deliverable and finds several deviations from the quality standards. What is the immediate next step in the quality management process? A. Request a change request to modify the quality standards to accommodate the deviations. B. Direct the project team to rework the deliverable to meet the specified quality standards. C. Update the project management plan to reflect the new quality findings. D. Document the findings, analyze the root cause of the deviations, and recommend corrective actions. Answer: D. Document the findings, analyze the root cause of the deviations, and recommend corrective actions. When quality control activities identify deviations or defects, the immediate next step is not necessarily to rework or change standards, but to properly document the findings and analyze their root cause. This systematic approach, part of managing project quality, ensures that the underlying reasons for nonconformance are understood before implementing solutions. Understanding the root cause helps in recommending effective corrective actions that not only fix the current defect but also prevent similar issues from occurring in the future, thereby improving overall process quality. For instance, if a product consistently fails a stress test, documenting the failure and analyzing why it failed, e.g., faulty material, incorrect design, comes before attempting a fix. Always prioritize understanding the why before implementing the how for quality issues. Question 4. During the delivery of a critical software component, a project manager receives a formal change request to add a new feature that was not part of the original scope. What should the project manager do first? A. Reject the change request because it will cause scope creep and delay the project. B. Implement the change immediately to satisfy the stakeholders' urgent need. C. Evaluate the impact of the change on the project's scope, schedule, cost, and quality baselines. D. Consult with the project sponsor to get immediate approval for the change. Answer: C. Evaluate the impact of the change on the project's scope, schedule, cost, and quality baselines. When a change request is received, the project manager's initial action should be to formally evaluate its potential impact on the project's baselines. This step is crucial in the integrated change control process, as it provides the necessary information for informed decision-making by the change control board or relevant stakeholders. Skipping this evaluation can lead to unforeseen negative consequences on project performance, budget, and timeline. For example, adding a new feature might seem simple, but its impact on development time, testing, and potential cost overruns must be thoroughly assessed before any action is taken. Always ensure that any proposed change is fully understood in terms of its potential effects before proceeding. Question 5. In an Agile project, the team consistently struggles with completing user stories within a sprint due to external dependencies that often cause delays. What is the most appropriate action for the project manager or Scrum Master to take regarding these impediments? A. Encourage the team to work overtime to compensate for the delays. B. Document the external dependencies in a risk register and monitor them closely. C. Facilitate communication and collaboration with external teams or stakeholders to resolve dependencies. D. Reduce the scope of future sprints to account for the anticipated delays. Answer: C. Facilitate communication and collaboration with external teams or stakeholders to resolve dependencies. In Agile delivery, the role of the project manager or Scrum Master includes acting as an impediment remover and facilitator. When external dependencies consistently hinder the team, the most effective approach is to proactively facilitate communication and collaboration with the external parties responsible for those dependencies. This helps to unblock the team, streamline the workflow, and ensure that the team can maintain its velocity and sprint commitments. For example, if your development team is waiting on an API from another department, the Scrum Master should actively engage with that department to understand and expedite the API delivery. Proactive engagement with external stakeholders is key to keeping Agile delivery flowing smoothly. Question 6. A project manager is reviewing the project performance and notices that the actual work performed is significantly less than what was planned, despite resources being available. Which of the following is the most likely area to investigate for improvement in the delivery performance domain? A. Stakeholder engagement effectiveness. B. Project governance structure. C. Efficiency of execution processes and team productivity. D. Accuracy of initial cost estimates. Answer: C. Efficiency of execution processes and team productivity. When actual work performed falls short of plans despite resource availability, it points directly to issues within the execution of the project. The delivery performance domain emphasizes the importance of efficient and effective processes for delivering project scope and value. Investigating the efficiency of execution processes, such as how tasks are managed, handed off, and completed, along with team productivity, can uncover bottlenecks or areas where performance can be optimized. For instance, if developers are spending too much time waiting for environments to be set up, improving that process would enhance overall delivery. Focus on analyzing how the work is being done and if the team is operating at its optimal potential. Question 7. A project team has just completed several challenging deliverables on a complex project. The project manager wants to ensure the team learns from the experience and improves future delivery. What activity is most appropriate to facilitate this learning? A. Conduct a comprehensive risk reassessment. B. Update the project management plan with lessons learned. C. Facilitate a lessons learned session or retrospective with the team. D. Prepare a detailed performance report for the sponsor. Answer: C. Facilitate a lessons learned session or retrospective with the team. To foster continuous improvement and learning within the delivery performance domain, conducting a lessons learned session, in predictive contexts, or a retrospective, in agile contexts, is the most appropriate activity. These sessions provide a structured opportunity for the team to reflect on what went well, what could be improved, and what actions can be taken to enhance future performance and delivery. Simply updating a document is not enough. The value comes from the active discussion and shared understanding among team members. For example, after a challenging software release, a retrospective allows the team to discuss testing bottlenecks or communication gaps to avoid them next time. Encourage open dialogue to capture valuable insights for ongoing process refinement. Question 8. In an Agile project, the product owner approaches the team mid-sprint with a request to add a new, high-priority user story that will significantly impact the team's current sprint commitment. What is the most appropriate action for the team and Scrum Master? A. Immediately accept the new user story and add it to the current sprint backlog. B. Inform the product owner that no changes can be made during a sprint. C. Collaborate with the product owner to understand the urgency and negotiate scope, potentially swapping out a less critical user story. D. Document the new user story for consideration in a future sprint. Answer: C. Collaborate with the product owner to understand the urgency and negotiate scope, potentially swapping out a less critical user story. While Agile principles emphasize protecting the sprint commitment, flexibility is also key, especially for high-priority items. The most appropriate action is to engage in a collaborative discussion with the product owner to understand the true urgency and impact of the new request. This may lead to negotiating the scope of the current sprint, possibly by deselecting a lower priority user story to make room for the new one, ensuring the team's capacity is not overstretched. This approach balances responsiveness to changing needs with maintaining sprint stability and the team's ability to deliver. For example, if a critical security patch is needed, the team might swap it for a feature that can wait. Always prioritize value delivery while maintaining a sustainable pace for the team. Question 9. A project manager is overseeing a construction project. A quality audit reveals that the cement used for a foundational element does not meet the specified strength requirements, posing a significant risk to structural integrity. What is the most critical action for the project manager to take regarding this non-conforming deliverable? A. Document the deviation and continue with the project, assuming the risk is manageable. B. Issue a stop work order for the affected section and initiate corrective actions to ensure compliance with quality standards. C. Request a variance from the client to accept the lower strength cement. D. Consult with the procurement team to replace the supplier immediately. Answer: B. Issue a stop work order for the affected section and initiate corrective actions to ensure compliance with quality standards. When a critical deliverable like a foundational element fails to meet essential quality standards, especially those impacting safety or structural integrity, the most critical action is to stop work on the affected section. This immediate measure prevents further work on a potentially compromised structure and ensures that non-conforming work does not proceed. Following the stop work order, the project manager must initiate corrective actions to bring the deliverable into compliance with the required quality standards, demonstrating a commitment to quality in project delivery. For instance, if critical components in a bridge fail inspection, work must halt until the components are replaced or fixed, not just documented or ignored. Prioritizing safety and quality compliance is paramount in delivery. Question 10. During the execution of a project, the team discovers a new, unexpected technical constraint that was not identified during planning. This constraint threatens to significantly delay the project schedule. What is the project manager's primary responsibility in this scenario? A. Implement the constraint and inform stakeholders about the delay. B. Replan the entire project schedule and scope to accommodate the constraint. C. Facilitate problem solving with the team to identify solutions and analyze the impact on baselines. D. Escalate the issue to the project sponsor for an immediate decision. Answer: C. Facilitate problem solving with the team to identify solutions and analyze the impact on baselines. When unexpected technical constraints arise during delivery, the project manager's primary responsibility is to facilitate problem solving. This involves working with the team to identify potential solutions to overcome the constraint and then analyzing the impact of these solutions, or the constraint itself if no solution is found, on the project's baselines, schedule, cost, scope, quality. This proactive approach, fundamental to managing project work, allows for informed decision-making and ensures that any necessary changes are managed systematically through the integrated change control process. For example, if a required software library is incompatible with the project's environment, the team should explore alternatives and assess their impact before simply accepting a delay. Always empower the team to find solutions before resorting to immediate escalation or blanket replanning. Question 11. A project team is using a Kanban board to manage its workflow. The testing column frequently has a high number of tasks, while the development column is relatively empty. This indicates a potential bottleneck. What action should the project manager or team lead consider? A. Implement a strict work in progress (WIP) limit on the development column. B. Shift team members from development to testing to help clear the bottleneck. C. Increase the number of tasks in the development column to keep developers busy. D. Reduce the overall project scope to decrease the testing workload. Answer: B. Shift team members from development to testing to help clear the bottleneck. A core principle of Kanban and efficient Agile delivery is to manage flow and optimize the overall system, not just individual stages. When a bottleneck occurs, indicated by a high number of items accumulating in one column, like testing, the most effective action is often to swarm or reallocate resources to clear that bottleneck. Shifting team members from an idle or less bottlenecked stage, development, to the constrained stage, testing, helps to reduce the work in progress in the bottleneck, enabling items to flow more smoothly through the system. For instance, if QA testers are overwhelmed, developers who have completed their coding tasks can assist with testing, ensuring continuous delivery. Focus on throughput and clearing blockages, rather than just keeping everyone busy. Question 12. In a hybrid project, the hardware development phase is following a predictive approach, while the software integration phase is agile. As the project manager, how should you approach delivering the final integrated product? A. Plan for a single, comprehensive delivery at the very end of the project after all phases are complete. B. Focus on incremental deliveries of integrated software components as soon as they are stable. C. Deliver the hardware first, then the software components sequentially as they are developed. D. Treat each phase as a separate mini-project with its own final delivery. Answer: B. Focus on incremental deliveries of integrated software components as soon as they are stable. In a hybrid project combining predictive and agile elements, the goal is often to leverage the strengths of each approach. For the software integration phase, which is agile, focusing on incremental deliveries of integrated software components as they become stable is aligned with agile principles of delivering value early and frequently. While the hardware development might follow a predictive path to completion, the subsequent software integration can provide continuous feedback and value through smaller, usable releases. This approach helps manage complexity and reduces risk by ensuring parts of the product are working together sooner. For example, delivering a basic functioning version of the hardware with core software functionalities first allows for early user feedback and reduces the risk of a big bang failure. Embrace iterative value delivery where possible in hybrid contexts. Question 13. A project manager is working on a complex multi-year project. To ensure key project knowledge is not lost due to staff turnover or project completion, what is the best practice within the delivery performance domain? A. Store all project documents on a shared drive for future reference. B. Conduct regular lessons learned sessions and update the organizational process assets. C. Delegate knowledge transfer to the longest-serving team members. D. Rely on informal discussions and mentorship to transfer knowledge. Answer: B. Conduct regular lessons learned sessions and update the organizational process assets. Effective knowledge management is crucial in the delivery performance domain to ensure that valuable insights gained during project execution are captured and made available for future projects. Conducting regular lessons learned sessions or retrospectives allows the team to collectively identify successes, challenges, and best practices. Systematically documenting these insights and updating the organizational process assets, such as a lessons learned repository or knowledge base, ensures that this knowledge is formally preserved and accessible to the entire organization, preventing reinvention of the wheel and improving future project delivery. For instance, if a specific risk mitigation strategy worked exceptionally well, it should be documented so other project managers can learn from it. Always prioritize structured knowledge capture and dissemination for organizational growth. Question 14. A project team is regularly missing its internal sprint commitments in an agile environment. The product owner expresses concern about the predictability of delivery. What is the most effective approach for the Scrum Master to address this within the delivery performance domain? A. Request the product owner to reduce the scope of user stories for future sprints. B. Implement stricter control over team members' work hours. C. Facilitate a discussion with the team to identify the root causes of the missed commitments and agree on corrective actions. D. Increase the length of future sprints to provide more time for completion. Answer: C. Facilitate a discussion with the team to identify the root causes of the missed commitments and agree on corrective actions. When an agile team consistently misses sprint commitments, it indicates a need to improve predictability and delivery. The most effective approach for a Scrum Master, acting as a servant leader, is to facilitate a candid discussion with the team to collectively identify the underlying causes of the missed commitments. This might involve issues with estimation, unforeseen technical debt, external dependencies, or distractions. Once the root causes are understood, the team can collaboratively agree on actionable improvements to enhance their planning, execution, and overall delivery predictability. For example, if estimations are consistently off, the team might refine their estimation techniques. Empowering the team to self-correct is vital for continuous improvement in agile delivery. Question 15. In a predictive project, a change request is approved to significantly alter the requirements of a major deliverable. After updating the baselines, what is the project manager's next step to ensure successful delivery of this modified scope? A. Immediately inform the client of the approved change. B. Begin executing the new requirements without delay. C. Communicate the approved change to all relevant team members and ensure their understanding of the revised scope. D. Reallocate resources to meet the new demands of the change. Answer: C. Communicate the approved change to all relevant team members and ensure their understanding of the revised scope. Once a significant change request is approved and baselines are updated, it is critical for the project manager to communicate the approved change to all relevant team members and ensure their understanding of the revised scope. This step is vital in the delivery performance domain because effective communication prevents misinterpretations, ensures everyone is working towards the same updated objective, and minimizes rework. Without clear communication, team members might continue working on outdated requirements, leading to inefficiencies and quality issues. For example, if a design change is approved, the engineering team needs to fully understand the new specifications before they start implementation. Always ensure alignment and clear understanding across the team for successful execution of changes. Question 16. A project manager is managing a complex IT infrastructure upgrade. During the execution phase, the team encounters several unforeseen technical challenges that lead to rework and potential schedule delays. Which project management document should be updated to track and manage these new occurrences? A. Quality Management Plan. B. Communications Management Plan. C. Issue log. D. Risk register. Answer: C. Issue log. When unforeseen technical challenges arise during the execution phase, they typically manifest as immediate problems that hinder progress. These are best tracked and managed in an issue log. An issue log is a document that records and tracks all issues, problems or concerns, that arise during the project's lifecycle, along with their status, assigned owner, and resolution plan. While they might have originated as risks, once they occur and become actual problems, they transition to issues. For example, if a specific server repeatedly crashes, it becomes an issue requiring immediate attention and tracking until resolved. Always use the issue log to effectively manage problems that impede project delivery. Question 17. A team is developing a new product. After several iterations, feedback from the product owner indicates that while individual features are working, the overall user experience is fragmented and not cohesive. What aspect of the delivery performance domain needs attention? A. Team resource allocation. B. Definition of done, DOD, clarity. C. Stakeholder communication strategy. D. Efficiency of daily stand-up meetings. Answer: B. Definition of done, DOD, clarity. The definition of done, DOD, is a crucial aspect in Agile delivery, especially within the delivery performance domain, as it ensures that what the team considers done actually meets all quality and acceptance criteria, including aspects like user experience and integration. If individual features work but the overall experience is fragmented, it suggests the DoD might be too narrowly focused on functional completion and needs to be expanded to include non-functional requirements such as usability, integration, and user experience consistency across features. For example, if the DoD only states, code complete and tested, it misses the overall flow. It should also include, integrated into the main branch and past user experience review. Ensure your definition of done is comprehensive enough to deliver a truly valuable and integrated product. Question 18. A project manager is overseeing an Agile project. During a sprint review, stakeholders express dissatisfaction with the increment, stating it doesn't meet their expectations despite fulfilling all acceptance criteria. What should the project manager and team consider reviewing or improving? A. The efficiency of the sprint retrospective meeting. B. The effectiveness of the risk management process. C. The clarity and accuracy of user stories and acceptance criteria. D. The team's velocity and burn-down charts. Answer: C. The clarity and accuracy of user stories and acceptance criteria. When stakeholders are dissatisfied with a sprint increment despite it meeting all acceptance criteria, it strongly indicates a misalignment between their true expectations and what was documented. This points to a problem with the clarity and accuracy of the user stories and their acceptance criteria, which are fundamental inputs to the delivery performance domain in Agile. The team diligently built what was described, but the description itself was incomplete or misinterpreted the stakeholders' actual need. For example, if the user story for a search function didn't specify performance requirements, the delivered function might be slow, leading to dissatisfaction. Focus on refining how requirements are captured and understood to ensure what's delivered truly satisfies the customer. Question 19. A key deliverable for a project is currently undergoing user acceptance testing, UAT. The users provide feedback that several features are not intuitive and are difficult to use, even though they technically meet the documented requirements. What action should the project manager prioritize? A. Remind the users that the deliverable meets the documented requirements. B. Initiate a change request to address the usability issues and improve the user experience. C. Document the feedback in the lessons learned register for future projects. D. Conduct a root cause analysis to determine why the user experience was not adequately captured in requirements. Answer: B. Initiate a change request to address the usability issues and improve the user experience. While a root cause analysis is valuable for future projects, The immediate priority in the delivery performance domain when users provide critical feedback during UAT is to address the issues that impact acceptance and value. If features are not intuitive, they may not be adopted, rendering the deliverable less valuable even if it meets technical requirements. Therefore, initiating a change request to address the usability issues is the most direct and impactful way to ensure the deliverable meets user needs and gains acceptance. For instance, if users find a navigation menu confusing, a change request would propose a redesign to make it user-friendly. Always prioritize delivering a product that is not just functional, but also usable and valuable to its end users. Question 20. A project team is working in an environment where regulations are constantly changing. To ensure the project's deliverables remain compliant throughout the delivery process, what ongoing activity is most essential for the project manager? A. Conducting regular internal audits of project processes. B. Monitoring external regulatory changes and assessing their impact on the project. C. Assigning a dedicated compliance officer to the project team. D. Documenting all regulatory requirements at the beginning of the project. Answer: B. Monitoring external regulatory changes and assessing their impact on the project. In an environment with constantly changing regulations, continuous monitoring of these external changes is essential for the delivery performance domain. The project manager must actively track new or updated regulations and then assess their potential impact on the project's scope, deliverables, processes, and compliance requirements. This proactive approach ensures that the project can adapt swiftly, preventing non-compliance issues and potential rework later in the project lifecycle. For example, if new data privacy laws are enacted mid-project, the project manager must immediately assess if the current data handling procedures are still compliant. Staying vigilant about external influences is crucial for successful delivery. Question 21. A project is delivering a new financial reporting system. To ensure early value delivery and gather frequent feedback, the project manager has opted for an incremental delivery approach. What is a key characteristic of this approach during the delivery phase? A. The entire system is developed and delivered in one final release. B. Each delivery includes a fully functional, usable subset of the overall system. C. Deliverables are completed sequentially, with each part being a standalone component. D. Only non-functional requirements are delivered initially, with functional aspects added later. Answer: B. Each delivery includes a fully functional, usable subset of the overall system. An incremental delivery approach, often used in Agile and hybrid contexts within the delivery performance domain, focuses on delivering usable, functional subsets of the overall product at regular intervals. The key characteristic is that each increment, while not the complete system, is a fully functional and valuable piece that can be used by stakeholders. This allows for early feedback, reduces risk, and provides tangible value throughout the project's lifecycle. For example, a financial reporting system might first deliver basic report generation, then later add advanced analytics or customization features, with each delivered piece being usable on its own. The focus is on getting working software into the hands of users frequently. Question 22. The project sponsor expresses concern about the project's progress and demands more detailed weekly reports from the project team. While the project manager agrees on the need for transparency, they also want to ensure the team remains focused on delivery. What is the best communication approach for the project manager to balance these needs? A. Increase the frequency of communication, but keep the reports concise and focused on key performance indicators. B. Direct the team to prepare comprehensive weekly reports, dedicating significant time to documentation. C. Push back on the sponsor's request, arguing it will distract the team from their work. D. Implement a new, complex reporting system to provide more data points to the sponsor. Answer: A. Increase the frequency of communication, but keep the reports concise and focused on key performance indicators. Balancing stakeholder communication needs with the team's focus on delivery is a key challenge in the delivery performance domain. The best approach is to increase communication frequency, if necessary, but keep the reports concise and focused on relevant key performance indicators, KPIs. This provides the sponsor with the desired transparency and updates without burdening the team with excessive reporting overhead or diverting them from their primary delivery tasks. For example, rather than a lengthy narrative, a short dashboard with progress metrics and current risks can effectively convey status. Always aim for efficient and effective communication that informs without impeding work. Question 23. A project team is working on a complex integration with an external vendor system. During testing, the team discovers a critical issue in the vendor's API that directly impacts the project's ability to deliver its core functionality. What should the project manager do first regarding this issue? A. Immediately terminate the contract with the vendor due to non-performance. B. Document the issue and wait for the vendor to identify and fix it. C. Notify the vendor of the critical issue, providing clear documentation, and initiate a collaborative problem-solving effort. D. Adjust the project schedule and budget to account for the vendor's delay. Answer: C. Notify the vendor of the critical issue, providing clear documentation, and initiate a collaborative problem-solving effort. When a critical issue arises with a vendor's deliverable that impacts your project, the first step is to formally notify the vendor with clear documentation of the problem. Following this, initiating a collaborative problem-solving effort is crucial. This proactive engagement, part of effectively managing procurements within the delivery performance domain, aims to work with the vendor to find a solution rather than resorting to immediate punitive actions or passive waiting. For instance, if an API has a bug, you'd share the exact error logs and work with their technical team to debug it quickly. Focus on resolving the issue efficiently and collaboratively to keep the project moving forward. Question 24. A project manager discovers that a newly implemented process for defect tracking is not being consistently followed by the team, leading to some defects being missed. What action should the project manager take to improve the team's adherence to the process? A. Document the non-compliance and report it to senior management. B. Reiterate the importance of the process and provide additional training or clarification. C. Implement stricter penalties for non-adherence to the process. D. Replace team members who are not following the process. Answer: B. Reiterate the importance of the process and provide additional training or clarification. When a process isn't being consistently followed, the most constructive approach for a project manager in the delivery performance domain is to understand why and then provide the necessary support. Reaffirming the process's importance and offering additional training or clarification helps address potential misunderstandings, lack of awareness, or difficulty with the new process. This fosters a culture of continuous improvement and process adherence rather than resorting to punitive measures. For example, if a new bug reporting tool isn't being used, a training session might explain its benefits and usage, making it easier for the team to adopt. Always ensure the team has the necessary understanding and tools to follow processes effectively. Question 25. The project team has successfully completed a complex phase of a product development project. The project manager wants to formally obtain acceptance for the deliverables from the appropriate stakeholders. What is the primary purpose of this activity? A. To release the project team members to new assignments. B. To transition the deliverables to the operations team for ongoing maintenance. C. To confirm that the completed deliverables meet specified requirements and obtain formal sign-off. D. To close out all contracts related to the completed phase. Answer: C. To confirm that the completed deliverables meet specified requirements and obtain formal sign-off. The primary purpose of formally obtaining acceptance for deliverables, a key part of the delivery performance domain, is to confirm that the completed deliverables meet the specified requirements, scope, and quality standards. Obtaining formal sign-off from the appropriate stakeholders validates that the work is complete to their satisfaction and serves as an official acknowledgement that the project, or a specific phase/increment, has delivered what was agreed upon. This validation is critical for transitioning to the next phase, closure, or moving to the next increment. For instance, getting client sign-off on a completed design ensures that the client is satisfied before moving to the build phase. Formal acceptance validates the value delivered and signifies successful completion of that piece of work.